Hello there, YouTube and fellow moviegoers. My name is Eric, and this is my
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Aladdin movie review. Let's get rolling. Since we're reviewing a PG movie here, no beer this time. No beer. Just apple juice in our sippy cups. Oh man, how do I pair it? I think if I went on an Arabian adventure, Mr. Groot would be my Abu. Yeah, he would. He would be my Abu. Right, Mr. Groot? Okay, go on. Go on. Okay. Aladdin. This story is about Aladdin. He's a kind-hearted street urchin who wants to win the heart of a princess and prove his worth to her. All while battling a bad guy named Jafar for a magical lamp that reveals a genie who is all-powerful. I mean, that's really like the basis of the story. As far as the plot is concerned, I feel like Guy Ritchie and the writers of this really tried to throw in a lot of plot points. Sometimes it felt like it was a little bit too much, and then there was a lot of holes, like Genie's powers. They were really big about how powerful Genie is, and then there was times where his magic probably would have gotten Aladdin out of the situation easily, but for whatever reason now his magic didn't work. As a whole though, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was fun. I was a little nervous going in with the acting just because I wasn't really familiar with the actors, and then what I had seen from the one trailer, they didn't seem like they were that fitting. I was wrong. Essentially all the actors outside of Jafar, I didn't like him. I've been on a weird binge with these movies lately where I haven't liked the bad guys. But Aladdin and Jasmine, as well as the supporting cast, were really well done. There was a lot of moments where there was like very theatrical acting. It was like very out there, but it is a Disney movie. Will Smith was a fantastic Genie. I don't think there's much of a follow-up to Robin Williams, but he did really well in his own right. He was very funny. Almost every time he was on screen, you were laughing. Where it starts to get a little weird along with the plot holes was the directing of this. It was a film by Guy Ritchie, directed by Guy Ritchie. We get it, man. We get it. It's your movie. We can tell it's your movie by how fast you blew through it. There was so much information compact into 2 hours. I really wish that he just took a few of those plot points and really elaborated on those in the storyline. I mean, something like the Cave of Wonders. It was this huge place with no backstory, and it was all said and done in just a couple of minutes, where I feel like it would have been really interesting if we would have hung out in there for a little bit and explored it a lot more with Aladdin before he got to the genie and got to the lamp, and then maybe cut out some of the stuff in the back end, the attempted character growth that really wasn't there. Cinematography was a lot of fun. There was a lot of camera movements with a lot of the choreography and dancing, which kept you very engaged throughout it. The choreography was done uniquely. It felt like its own movie with its own dance moves. I think Guy Ritchie does a good job of this. Not so much as directing though. There was a lot of wide shots, like big epic shots, you know, kind of like the Lawrence of Arabia that we got going on. But in this, with those wide shots, it would begin to look cool, and then you would realize very quickly that it was super blown out and the CGI looked almost television-esque. I'll get to the CGI here in a bit. The editing goes hand in hand with the direction and the pace and the tempo of the film. All in all, it was crap. We would get scenes where the characters would start to build on whatever it was that they were trying to accomplish, then it would break into a musical, and then you would expect that growth to carry on into the next scene, but usually it didn't. So it made it very hard to watch through and through because you expected an outcome after the musical moment that you usually just didn't get. Kept you entertained with the singing though. I will say Disney can make a bad movie, but generally they're gonna have some good songs in there. Not to say that this was a bad movie, but for a majority of the time, anytime there was a musical number going on, I mean, you just wanted to get up and dance. Back to the special effects. So I thought they were done well with the animals, so Abu, Jasmine's tiger. They looked real. They looked like they needed to. There were some scenes where Aladdin would be like running, doing some parkour across, a couple building tops. And those were done cool too. You could tell it was CGI, but it was nice. Where it got really bad, like I kind of mentioned earlier, was in those big wide shots when they were trying to show off the city. You could just tell it was just poorly done. It looked like computer animation that was done for a TV show. We know that this movie has a huge budget and can afford to do fantastic CGI, and there was good CGI in it. But the scenescapes, even when they were on the magic carpet and they kind of flew up over the clouds, it looks better in the drawn animation. But overall, I would say that Aladdin was a good watch. I will give it a 3 stars, as I would recommend that you do see it in theaters. Would I buy it? No, but I don't think I wasted my money spending $13 to go see it. It'll make you want to get up and dance, and it'll give you a good chuckle with Will Smith's funny dialogue and his antics. If you can get past the weird editing, tempo, and lack of tone, lack of character development, and some television-looking CGI, I think you'll really enjoy yourself watching this. Again, I do think it is worth a buy to go see in theaters, especially if they have a little one. I think they'll have a really good time just dancing around watching it. All right, yeah, so hey, Aladdin, there we go. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, I ask that you please hit subscribe and that little bell so when you know I have new content coming out. Next week, I am going to be doing Godzilla, and I'm going to make an attempt to do 2 next week, doing Rocket Man as well. So please join me then. Please share this with your friends. And please, this weekend, be safe. Please take a moment to remember the veterans of our country that lost their lives fighting for it. Again, you two, thank you so much. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.